Good day, everyone. I am Jan-Riz-Lorenz of Porlaris, and I am to present my action research entitled Peace Concepts of Grade 6 Pupils as Basis for Instructional Intervention Plan. This study answered the following problems. Number one, what is the concept of peace of the respondents as to personal, family, school, peers, and community? Number two, what are the problems met by the respondents group? Number three, based on the results of the study, what intervention could be proposed? Peace is important for everyone, particularly for children who are still building their identity and the values they hold. Every nook of the society, man always aspires for peaceful self and the environment. As he interacts with his fellow men, he is influenced by how he conceptualizes peace vis-a-vis his development of his social, intellectual, and even personal upbringing. As he grows up, the person has to gradually create a schema on what he gives meaning to peace. To a child who is exposed to armed conflict, peace for him is the absence of gunshots and killings. War between or among groups of ideologies could inwardly disturb him. But for a child who belongs to an indigent family, peace could mean food before the table to satisfy his physiological needs. However, a child who is a victim of child labor, peace for him is allowing him to play and leisurely enjoy with children. In this research venue, children have been exposed to different hindering situations which resulted them to develop different peace concepts. They are not only developing peace concepts as affected by external stimuli, but also with what they develop within themselves, which directly affect their skills development. The researcher wants to give emphasis on ESP as one of the core subjects in a child's development. Thus, the result of this research was utilized as instructional plan on peace based on the learning competencies. Participants of this research were the grade 6 pupils of Lagasan Elementary School and Binubuhan Elementary School. Lagasan Elementary School and Binubuhan Elementary School are located in the hinterland and remote barangays in Gihongan City, approximately 17 kilometers and 18 kilometers from the division office respectively. Lagasan Elementary School is situated at Sitio Lagasan, Tacpao, Gihongan City, Negros Oriental, while Binubuhan is situated at Binubuhan, Gihongan City, Negros Oriental. The participation of the school heads was also encouraged to support the research. This research utilized descriptive method of research using questionnaire as a tool to gather data needed. Data were quantified employing weighted mean and ranking. Table 1, Personal Peace Concepts. As can be seen in Table 1, respondents' personal concepts on peace generally connote that the respondents group have positive outlook in terms of peace concepts. However, there were items where respondents had negative perception on peace. The respondents of Binubuhan Elementary School in particular disagreed on meeting friends and have conversation with them. This datum implies that the respondents from this school need to develop their social skills. They also negated finding peace in going to church. This result is very revealing that religious faith development among these respondents were not given utmost importance by the adults around them. While freedom of religion is a basic law of the state, having this result is akin to no religion at all. However, they recognized schooling as the essential for them based on the weighted mean obtained. They have the desire to go to school even if their parents would hinder them to study. It is usual practice in the hinterland barangays that the school children are forced to incur absences and help their parents in the farm or to do house chore. What was more revealing was the datum from Lagasan Elementary School's respondents, whose weighted mean was 1.07, equivalent to strongly disagree. They gave much higher importance to schooling. Basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter were given utmost importance by the respondents as they rated the item as strongly agree and agree. Deprivation of these needs would mean the opposite. This is an alerting perception of the respondents considering that both communities belong to deprived, depressed, and underserved. These children could have been bothered and have experienced having troubled mind due to their economic conditions. Many times, they fail to provide physiological needs due to extreme poverty. When children are deprived with their basic needs, they become vulnerable to persuasions like becoming aggressive and anti-government. This is an alerting finding as this is the springboard to the government critics to convince them to join for their cause and become antagonists of the government. Respondents' family peace concepts. As presented in Table 2, the data generally mean that the respondents from both schools have recognized the importance of peace as emphasized in their respective families. Respondents from Lagasan Elementary School revealed that they disagree when they are scolded by their parents. This means that they are bothered when their parents reprimand them. They do not find peace when their parents angrily express their sentiments against their siblings. They also disagreed absence of their parents at home. They feel bothered when their parents leave them. This means that these respondents at their young age recognize the importance of cohesive family. On the other hand, respondents from Binubuhan Elementary School generally rated 9 out of 10 items equivalent to agree. Data gathered were revealing that the respondents positively recognize the roles of family in achieving peace. However, the items on parents' provision of basic needs to respondents as an item for finding peace was disagreed by the respondent with a rating of 2.19. The implication is that the respondents have been accustomed to different difficult economic life and that they have learned to find means and possibilities amidst deficiencies in life. Still, peace for them can be achieved and maintained through other determinants and not just provision of basic needs. For respondent school peace concepts, data found in Table 3 show that the respondents agree on the items related to peace concepts while they are in school. Generally, they positively affirm that each of the items had bearing to the internalization of peace within themselves while in school. Respondents from Lagasan Elementary School rated 8 out of 10 items, which range from agree to strongly agree on finding peace while in school, receive greetings from their teacher, having food while in school, engage in group works, and being socially accepted by the classmates inside and outside the classroom. They also agreed in finding peace even if they had difficulties in studying and expressed themselves without being teased. However, respondents from Binubuhan Elementary School has discerning perceptions and regards school peace concepts compared to their Lagasan Elementary School's counterparts. These were 4 out of 10 items rated equivalent to disagree with the same descriptive rating. For them, having food while in school and studying hard cannot be attributed to finding peace while in school. Peace in school for them is beyond provision of physiological need and studying harder. Their classmates' acceptance of them while in classroom or in the fields does not suffice to finding peace in school. Data imply that the respondents from Binubuhan Elementary School are exposed to chaotic situations compared to those from Lagasan Elementary School, as they tend to be pessimistic on their perception on the items previously mentioned. Data imply further that the respondents from Binubuhan Elementary School are more exposed to hostility situations compared to those from Lagasan anchoring on their negative perception on the identified items found on the table. For respondents' peace concepts, data shown in Table 4 were revealing that the respondents recorded an overall weighted mean of 2.40, with average means of 2.27 from Lagasan Elementary School and 2.26 from Binubuhan Elementary School are equivalent to disagree. Respondents from Lagasan Elementary School were generally friendly as implied in the data shown in the table. They disagreed on inflicting someone, being closely followed by friends, doing things as dictated, and strongly disagreed on group quarrel, letting someone cry, and starting group quarrel. Vividly, these respondents are showing concerns for their peers and they love to have peace to reign within their group company. They are also optimistic to be joined with superior group in class. This means that the respondents did not have inferiority complex. They also of strong contention that they are enlivened with their groups is appreciated by their parents or teacher. Respondents from Binubuhan Elementary School, however, tend to be exposed to troubled circumstances as they agreed to start quarreling and came out superior compared to other groups or group. They also tolerate others to cry in defending oneself, which means that this group of respondents appeared to be competitive and aggressive. These respondents tend to be daring and had the tendency to retaliate when forced by circumstances. For respondents' community peace concepts, both have positive perception as shown in this table. Generally, their respective places offer healthy environment for these respondents to become peace-loving individuals. However, the two groups of respondents disagreed on the items, stating that their respective communities are free from crime incidents. This means that there have been untoward events that affect the peace and other situations in their places of abode that inwardly affect them. While community in Lagasan Elementary School helped them to pursue their studies, the one in Binubuhan showed the opposite. This only tells that the community in Binubuhan still tolerates family to let their children stop schooling and land a job to help the families for standard of living. This still needs to be convinced the great importance of acquiring education rather than letting the respondents stop schooling and earn for a living. This implies further that a number of children failed to finish elementary level due to this revealing result of the study. Data shown in Table 6 are summary on peace concepts. It was noteworthy that 4 out of 5 areas recorded weighted means equivalent to agree. Clearly, it means that the respondents have positive view on peace concepts. This is validated on one of the areas with rating equivalent to disagree. This area was on peace concept. Such was the case because items under this area were all stated in negative statement of which respondents disagree. Thus, these respondents have positive, optimistic life outlook related to peace concept. Based on the data gathered found in Table 7, 3 out of 10 problems were rated very serious. These problems were evacuation of families due to armed conflict, rank 1, and incidents of child abuse and children are forced to work to help families earn a living, rank 2.5. For these groups of respondents, they prefer to stay in these places so as long as their respective families are not displaced due to armed conflict. With this situation, they value peace and order so that they will not be disturbed in the place where they grew up. They also recognize child abuses as a problem. As observed, a number of minor individuals cohabit due to poverty even if it is against their will. They also considered earning a living as a serious problem, as they prefer to be in school than work for their respective families. Rank 4 was the problem on recruitment of children to armed group. As youngsters, they are the targeted population to leave their families and join armed group to fight for their ideologies. As young ones, they can have the stamina to fight in the battlefield and can serve the group for the cause they believe ideal for the masses. However, these respondents considered this a problem, which means they are of strong belief not to join the armed group. It is therefore imperative for the school to instill strong foundational values for students to ready them to prefer the peaceful means of struggle them to engage in armed conflict. They also considered far location of school a serious problem with rank of 5. They need to take a long hike just to study, which is risky in their part. Other problems were rated less serious, which means that the respondents can resist them when confronted with such problems. Based on the findings of the study, an intervention plan was designed in line with the competencies in ESP and integrated in the lesson across learning areas. The researcher believed that when we teach children to be peaceful, we are allowing them to be a positive role model for adults around them. Peace education for youth is a key to a brighter future for all. Thank you and more power to DepEd Region 7.